We're going to trim our lemon chiffon cakes. They came out beautiful, I gotta say. I was pretty happy with them. So we're going to trim off the tops, and then we're going to cut each cake in half. So we're going to do a big 4-layer stacked cake, and it's pretty. It's a pretty one. So we're going to come in here, same idea, my hand on top, nothing on the side. And I'm going to come and just take the top of this cake off. I don't want any of that brown. And we're going to syrup this cake, so I want to be able to do that. And I can't do that with this top on. And I don't like to eat that top, but if I don't want to eat it, my customer doesn't either. So then I'm going to figure out how to cut this cake in half. And I'm going to eyeball it, and I'm going to start to turn hand on top. And you can see my blade hasn't turned or gone anywhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet up with where I started, and then I'm going to kind of run that knife all the way through and get 2 cakes. And I need them to be the exact same height. That is important. With that height, that's looked at. When I did my CPC, my Certified Executive Pastry Chef certification, they measured each layer and they counted each shell on the cake. So it does matter, and I think if I can tell the difference, somebody else could too. So it matters. So there I am. I've taken the top off. I'm going to cut this guy in half. I'm going to figure out where's half, and I'm going to keep my knife in the same place. And the turntable is going to turn, and my hand is turning the turntable. The knife is just sawing back and forth, and I meet up where I started, and I just slowly bring myself all the way through. Next thing we're going to do, once we've got these guys, now we've got them broken up, we're going to come in and we're going to start stacking them, and we're going to do a crumb coat, and we're going to get ready to finish this cake. The lemon chiffon cake we're going to put together right now. I have some lemon simple syrup and lemon buttercream in my cakes, and we're going to start setting them on our board. I've cleaned up my whole table. As soon as I've cut my cakes, I make sure there's no crumbs around. So when I got a little nonstick pad, which I like very much, I've locked and loaded some buttercream in my bag. I have an 824 star tip that I'm just going to use all day. And I'm going to, my bottom is my bottom. So I'm going to put a bottom here. I'm going to syrup this. This is a cake that cries out for simple syrup. Really, the longer it sits, the better it gets. This chiffon cake soaks up the syrup, adds just a really nice flavor component to this cake, and makes it sing. Like I said, I syrup everything. So I'm just going to come in here, and we're filling this with the buttercream. So I'm going to do a layer. Fill it in, and I'm okay if, and I want to make sure I'm level. It's super important, right? Because this is a big tall cake. We're putting all 4 layers in here. All right, so I'm nice and level there. Drop this guy in there. Syrup. I always have to remind myself to syrup. And like I said, when I had a cupcake shop, I would syrup those cupcakes depending on their flavor, like a cherry limeade. We had a beautiful cherry simple syrup we made. I didn't like the tops of the cupcakes getting dried out. If I syruped them, I just thought it made them that much more delicious. I say delicious a lot. Right. All right, there's that. Come in here. Oh, I forgot this guy. Just got so excited. Buttercream. Can't forget the buttercream. Story of my life. Here we go. We're going to level it off. Up. Now I can add this. It's a big tall cake, isn't it lovely? I'm going to smooth him over a little bit. All right, we're going to get a nice crumb coat on this once we put this next layer on. We need to get it cold before we finish it, right? Because it's a big tall cake. Which the cakes out of my bakery, 4 inches, if not more, every single time. I like the big tall cake. There we go. And you can see I can do it pretty quickly. You can too. That in there. I want to level it up. I like it when the buttercream kind of goes to the outside. It's just going to make it all that much easier for me. All that much more easier, I think is how I want to say it. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then like I said, my bottom was my bottom, and my bottom is my top, which I like that a lot. I'm not going to syrup anymore. If you put too much syrup on it, it makes it very hard to ice. But I am going to do my edge. I'm going to come in here and load some more buttercream. Don't wear it. Down here, it's such pretty buttercream. Italian ring buttercream is just beautiful. To be honest with you, I love it all. That's part of the problem. So I have to give it patience because I just really, oh, there you go, love it all. All right, so there's my buttercream, and this, oh my goodness, that was a burp. And you really have to get this buttercream on here. I got a little on me. The way this cake came off the cake pan, it's got kind of a rough edge to it, and if you don't push that icing on there, it's not going to do the work for you. Towel over here, I'm going to clean myself up. I don't like the messy. Same thing that I did before on my cakes. Just going to come in and connect the dots. I've got my bench knife that's going to do all my work. Just going to come in and I want to seal the deal with those crumbs. This is my crumb coat, that's where it gets the name. And I just want to make sure I get all those crumbs covered. I get the buttercream pretty even. That helps a lot too. And I'm just connecting one section to the other. Makes it very easy so you don't have any more crumbs. Covers the sin. There. A little something, something. Come around the corner here. And you can watch me do it. I'm going to show you here, like I did before. Connect my dots, come all the way around. Cover all that cake. I don't want anything showing. I don't like it to not be perfect. I'm going to clean up this. I don't like it when the cardboard looks all messy. Makes me very unhappy. There I go. So I have my bench knife. I'm just going to finish off my sides pretty quickly. Like I've done before, I'm going to get them nice and straight. This is my crumb coat. I don't care if cake shows. It's pretty high up, so I'm going to go up high. I'm going to go down low. I'm going to get that cake on there. I can drag my bench knife across the base of my turntable, of my cardboard, and what's going to happen? It's going to pick up all that extra buttercream, which I want it to do. Looks pretty good right there. Every time I take my spatula off, I'm going to wipe it off, and now I have a nice top. Just come in and clean up pretty quickly. Way. Right there. There we are. That's a pretty good crumb coat. But we're going to come back in and do a finishing coat. We're going to put on a nice layer of buttercream, because what we're going to do is we're going to come take the buttercream off when we spackle it and give the design to it. It's a super rustic design. It's beautiful on wedding cakes, really easy to do, and very saleable. So that's what we're going to do once I get this cold. I'm going to put it in 15-20 minutes and let it set up. Finishing the lemon chiffon. Here we go. I've loaded my bag. My cake has gotten cold. I have a spatula. This is the spatula I'm going to use to finish with my decoration. I still have my bench knife and my little palette knife that I like. We're going to come in and do a nice finishing coat on here. And I'm going to get some buttercream on here because we're going to take some buttercream off. So because of that, I'm not going to be shy with my buttercream. I want to make sure I cover. I got some spots that show some cake. I don't want any cake showing. There we go. A little there, a little something, something there. Alright, so same idea. I'm going to come in and finish the top. And I like for it to come over the edge. So that way I can really clean it up really well with my bench knife that way. And like I said, it's like connecting the dots. Every time I take it off, I'm going to come in here just like I have. You can see me there. There you go. See me now, and I'm going to make sure this buttercream stays in the area it is, and that it gets a nice finish coat on it. I'm killing myself there. Bear with me. Here. finished a lot of cakes in the bakery, 100 and some a week. Cakes we all made from scratch. I would come in, we'd bake all our cakes on Monday, Tuesday. I would start cutting and filling on Wednesday. We would make all our fillings on Thursday. Cakes go out Friday, Saturday, depending on where they're headed. So there I am, I have all my dots connected. I'm gonna come in, I don't really wanna take any buttercream off yet, but I do wanna clean it up and get a nice edge to it. I certainly want it very perpendicular. It's super important. The bench knife's going to do that for me. If I see a spot where I have cake showing, bring it up here. We did a lot of cake. Oh, it's pretty good. I don't like any cake on my cardboard whatsoever. I like that. All right, now I'm going to clean my top up, and I really want to make sure I clean my bench knife off every time. So I'm going to come across and pull a nice straight line and wipe it off every time. And I built this edge up, and you can see it right there, this edge, because that's the perfect way to come in and take that off the top. I like that. And I have a nice flat cake. You can see it did it very quickly, and it's all about speed. How many cakes can you get done? It's all about production, and do them well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our spatula, and we're going to do, we call it a spackle cake, but it's going to do the job for me, and I'm going to drop it into my cake, and I'm going to start running a line. I'm going to bring it right up the side. I don't want to take it off. It's kind of collecting some buttercream. Whoop, I'm going to have to take it off. I don't have a choice. There we go. And I'm kind of digging into the side of the cake. That's why I put so much buttercream on. Like I said, I knew I was going to take buttercream off. And I'm going to take it right to the edge here. And there it is. That's a spackle cake right there, rustic. And you can come in here and do a little spiral in the middle. And give it a little bit more something, something. I like it. All right, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this cake with some rosettes because I can. So like I said, I want to point myself into the cake. There's one. I don't want to do it here. I want to have the rosette fall into the cake. So I always do it this way. There's 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go 1 in between each. And there is your lemon chiffon spackle cake. It's a great cake. If you didn't do the rosettes, it's a beautiful wedding cake. You could do some fresh flowers across the top, set it on one of those kind of wood boards down below. Beautiful, like Nature's Point. It really is just a really pretty cake to have. So good luck.